Hi, first graders, I'm back again. We're going to take a look at another book about seeds and practice reading this nonfiction book, looking for some of those nonfiction text features and how we read these types of books differently. The book I have today that we're going to practice with is called Growing New Plants. This story is by Jennifer Colby. Do you recognize it? It says contents. Sometimes it's called the table of contents, but in this book it's just called contents, telling me where I can look for these bits of information about plants and where I can go right to that page number. Plants on the Go is on page 17. Same or Different is on page 5. It's telling me what's coming ahead in this nonfiction book about plants. I see a heading, Same or Different. If I take a look at the photograph, remember nonfiction books have photographs, I see that there's a caption underneath the photograph. It says the roots of a plant grow down into the dirt. Looks kind of like a picture from our other book that we were reading, showing how the roots are growing down as the plant grows up tall. Let's take a look and see what it says. All plants have many things in common. They all need sunlight, air, and water. Their roots need room to grow. Do you see a nonfiction text feature? This is a great example of a diagram. This diagram is showing me, and inside it has labels of parts of the flower. This first one's saying flower, the stem, and the leaves. Let's read the caption underneath. All the parts of a plant work together to grow. Oops, I forgot roots. This looks like a dandelion. I don't want those growing in my yard. Let's take a look at what the words are telling us. Roots take in minerals and water for the plant. The plant stem carries the water to all parts of the plant. Leaves use sunlight, air, and water to make food for the plant. There are different kinds of plants. Some plants look dead in the winter, but they grow again in the spring. These plants are called perennials. Do you notice that word is in bold print? Maybe you've never heard that word before. I have a place we can look at the end of the book called the Glossary and find out what that word means. When we get to that page, we'll check out what perennial means. Other plants grow from a seed, make seeds, and die in 1 year. These plants are called annuals. Another photograph, another caption. Ooh, and here's a little blurb that's not written with part of the other text, so we'll take a look at that in a second too. This girl is walking through a flower field. It says cosmos are annuals. They grow from a seed and die in 1 year. Plants grow new plants in many ways. Let's take a closer look at where new plants come from. And then this little box says create. Have an adult help you find a picture of plants in magazines. Tape the pictures to a large piece of cardboard. Are the plants perennials or annuals? Ask an adult to help you find the answers, and then label your pictures. So this is kind of giving you a little activity that you could try. Next page. Do you recognize it? It's showing us the inside of an apple. We call that a cutaway. Normally we don't see the seeds inside an apple unless we eat down to the core. Let's read what the caption says. The flowers of many plants grow fruit. Seeds grow inside the fruit. Do you see the seeds inside this apple? I see another heading. Ways to grow. Plants create new plants. This is called reproduction. How do plants do this? They create new plants in many ways. Some plants create new plants by making seeds. They grow flowers that make new seeds. A seed can be planted in the dirt. With enough water and sunlight, the seed will grow into a new plant. A bulb looks a little bit like an onion. A new word, bulb. Some plants do not grow flowers. They make tiny spores instead of seeds. I see a word in bold. New plants grow from the spores. A fern is a kind of plant that grows from spores. Some plants grow from bulbs. A tulip is a kind of plant that grows from bulbs. A bulb is made of many leaves. A tiny plant is inside the bulb. The bulb contains the food that the plant needs to grow. Maybe you have some tulips growing in your yard right now. I know mine just opened up yesterday. They're coming from a bulb. Another photograph with another caption. Cuttings from a plant can grow in water or dirt. It says, some plants grow from cuttings. A cutting is a small piece of a stem or a leaf. The cutting will grow roots. A cutting from a tree can be wrapped into a cut on the stem of an older tree. The cutting and the tree grow together to become one plant. This is called grafting. That's so interesting. I never knew that. Ooh, this box says, make a guess. Ask a friend to name a plant. Guess if the plant grows from seeds, spores, or bulbs. Try again. Were your guesses right? Look in the books or go online with an adult to find out. Another fun activity to try. Another photograph. This photograph is showing me something called a close-up. If you think about it, this is a dandelion. It says dandelion seeds blow in the wind. Have you ever picked a dandelion that's gone to seed and you blow it and you see all those little fuzzies floating away? This is showing what they look like close up. Think about how tiny, tiny, tiny that is and how big we can see them in the book. It's helping us get a better understanding of what's happening. Our heading is telling us plants on the go. What do wind, water, people, birds, and insects have in common? They move parts of plants from one place to another, and they don't even know it. When they do this, they help new plants grow. Wind and water move plants. A strong wind can carry seeds for many miles. Rain can also wash seeds down hills and mountains. Wow, so to think a dandelion can blow in the wind for miles. That's amazing. This caption is saying, gardeners move plants from one place to another. Sometimes people move plants. Gardeners divide a clump of roots in half. They replant each half to make two plants grow. People can take plant cuttings or plant seeds to grow new plants. Birds and insects move pollen from one flower to another. The tiny pollen grains help the flowers make seeds. Showing a little seedling growing, it says a new plant is growing from a seed. Go outside and look at the plants around you. These plants came from seeds, spores, bulbs, cuttings, or roots. Why not plant a seed? Then you can grow a new plant of your own, just like you're doing with your little bean in your bag. Ask questions. Go to a garden center and ask the gardener how they grow plants. Find out which plants grow from seeds, spores, bulbs, cuttings, and roots. Another fun activity. All right, our last page is our glossary. Remember there was that word at the beginning of the book? I think it was called perennials. Let's see if I can find it in the glossary and read, what does that mean? Perennials. There it is. It even tells me how to pronounce it. Perennials are plants that live for many years and flower many times. Remember, the glossary is a good tool to use. If you find a word in bold that you don't know, it'll tell you what it means. Sometimes nonfiction books tell you places where you can go to find out more information about the topic. Just like this page that says, find out more. You can check out these books, or they list some websites You could even visit the National Geographic Kids and an extension from Illinois. Pretty cool. Last but not least, oops, I skipped ahead too far. Remember this? The index. This helps me know where I can locate different words inside the book I just read if I want to find out more information just about that one word. All right, first graders, now when you're reading in your Raz Kids or when you're reading books from home, see if you can find some nonfiction books and see if you can find some of these things that we were talking about in our plant books. Now, not every nonfiction book will have every nonfiction feature that we just talked about, but it's fun to kind of go on a scavenger hunt and see which ones that you can find. Good luck, first graders. Have fun reading and learning.